I was in Chicago and I was waiting for the elevated train, the subway. And I mean, I really was like standing there. I thought, I'm starting to feel funny. Next thing I know, just like in the movies, there's like, I'm on the ground, people looking down at me from above, and I'm kind of coming to like, where am I? Interestingly, it happened 10 times. And every time except for the final one, I was alone or in public. So there was nobody close to me to say, Christine, this isn't okay, we should do something.
At the age of 22, after the birth of my son, I went into congestive heart failure. After living with cardiomyopathy my entire life, I had a rare form of cardiomyopathy called left ventricular non-compaction. And so obviously my pregnancy pushed me over the edge, and I went into heart failure when he was 3 months old.
I used to work 50 to 60 hours a week, and I promised my daughter after a 12-hour workday that I would take her to the movie. Didn't want to go because it was Alvin and the Chipmunks, the last thing I wanted to see after 12 hours. I got off work, picked her up, and we went to the restaurant. At the dinner table, I had my little phone with the emailing while she's talking to me. I heard this sigh and I looked up and she was like, "Are you done working yet?" And I felt so bad. So I put my phone on the table and I said, "So, what do you want to talk about?" And then she said, I just looked at her, smiled, and closed my eyes and just fell to the ground. I actually died in front of my daughter.
I get the pacemaker and I go to my 6-week follow-up appointment and the doctor says, I release you with no restrictions. Knowing that I have like maybe a problem with denial and maybe overdoing it, like I might need some restrictions. Who's gonna give them to me? So I had to learn how to create my own boundaries and restrictions for myself. I had to take kind of agency in charge of that.
I had gotten the call from my cardiac NP who told me that they had a heart for me. It was amazing. It was an amazing day. I was super grateful. The wait for a heart transplant can be endless. You never know if it's gonna come. I waited a total of 4 months in the hospital, in the ICU. It was liberating, that's for sure. It was liberating.
I had a viral-induced cardiac arrest. It is different from a heart attack. Heart attacks are, in short, they're plumbing issues. And with a cardiac arrest, it's electrical. What they think is that I had a cold and it started in October, and I had my cardiac arrest in December, so they feel that it was viral induced. I might have coughed funky and it went into my heart and caused my heart to stop. So it's more common than people realize. Anybody that knows CPR can step in and help save a life. You never know who you're gonna help out. And because of that, I've been able to do just some amazing things.
Don't forget how precious life is. I was living in Los Angeles at the time and reached out to the Heart Association there and started doing work with them. And now this is going on, middle of my, I guess going into my 3rd decade working with the Heart Association with the privilege, to have my story to be of service to others.
I'm very grateful for that opportunity to be able to have a second chance at life, to be a mom, a daughter, a wife. My 1st year anniversary, I was actually able to hike Cowles Mountain all the way to the top for the first time in my life. I'm grateful for every day I have. I spend a lot of my time paying it forward to spread the message for not only heart disease and stroke, but for women and for people who are young like myself. And that's the biggest important message to me, is to support people who are young, but especially moms. It's a life-changing experience.
I've been able to do just some amazing things, trying to do my part in bringing awareness for the Go Red for Women. With the American Heart Association, I was part of the Tournament of Roses parade. I was on the float. I never realized how hard it is to smile for 4 hours, and it's really hard. My daughter, she's in the middle of college. Just things I would have missed, like her graduating from high school and her going to college. She got married, and that was fun to walk her down the aisle. And those are things that I didn't really think I'd miss, because you never think that your life's going to be over in a split second. And then when you go back and you're reevaluating your life and you start thinking about all the little moments, it makes you appreciate what you have.